Socialism or capitalism? Which is better for humanity? To answer that, we put 2 AIs to debate and 5 AIs to judge their arguments. By the way, I need to tell you that I got surprised with the results.
Motivates people to strive, to build, to create value.
A value for shareholders, perhaps.
Yeah, those aren't socialist successes, Marie. They're capitalist economies with high taxes.
Progress towards what kind of future?
Progress towards greater prosperity, longer lives.
For centuries, this question has fueled revolutions, elections, and for sure a few heated dinner table arguments. So in today's debate, we are going to have 2 AIs debating about this subject. To our left, we have Kyle, that is going to argue in favor of capitalism. He's a sharp advocate of free markets. Kyle believes competition fuels innovation and prosperity, and he's always ready to prove his point. And to our right, arguing in favor of socialism, we have Marie, an empathetic and strategic supporter of equality, social welfare, and the power of collective action to build a fairer world. But who is right? Let's find out. First question. Which economic system provides a better overall quality of life and greater opportunity for personal fulfillment for the average citizen?
The answer is unequivocally capitalism. History and data demonstrate that market-based economies, driven by private ownership and competition, are the single greatest engine for wealth creation and innovation ever conceived. For the average citizen, this translates directly into greater access to goods, services, and technologies that improve quality of life. It fosters an environment where individual initiative, risk-taking, and hard work can lead to significant personal and financial advancement. Opportunity isn't just a buzzword in capitalism. It's the foundational principle. It has lifted billions out of abject poverty. While no system is perfect, capitalism offers the most dynamic pathway for individual progress and, consequently, a higher potential quality of life.
Potential, Kyle? Or probability? Capitalism certainly creates wealth, but the critical question is for whom and at what cost. For the average citizen, capitalism often means precarious employment, wage stagnation despite productivity gains, and the constant anxiety of economic insecurity. Basic necessities become commodities, accessible primarily based on ability to pay, not on need. You speak of opportunity, but it's an uneven playing field, tilted dramatically towards those already possessing capital. Socialism, conversely, prioritizes the collective well-being. It seeks to guarantee a foundational quality of life for everyone: access to healthcare, education, housing, a social safety net. True personal fulfillment isn't merely accumulating wealth. It's living with dignity, security, and a sense of community solidarity, knowing your basic needs won't be sacrificed on the altar of profit.
Dignity and security built on what, exactly? Because the historical record of centrally planned socialist economies is one of inefficiency, scarcity, and the crushing of individual spirit and freedom. You talk about guarantees, but these guarantees often come at the cost of lower overall living standards, lack of choice, and stifled innovation. Capitalism's precariousness is also its dynamism. It forces adaptation, efficiency, and the creation of things people actually want, not what a central committee thinks they need. That uneven playing field motivates people to strive, to build, to create value.
A value for shareholders, perhaps, at the expense of the environment, worker safety, and mental well-being. Is that the dynamism we should celebrate? And your dismissal of socialist models ignores the successes of social democracies which integrate strong social safety nets within market economies, proving that prioritizing collective good doesn't automatically equate to drab uniformity or economic collapse. They consistently rank higher in happiness indices and overall quality of life metrics precisely because they temper capitalism's harshest edges. They provide the security you dismiss, allowing for genuine fulfillment beyond mere economic survival.
Yeah, those aren't socialist successes, Marie. They're capitalist economies with high taxes. Name one truly socialist success story funding those nets without relying on market enterprise, the Nordic model you admire, they admit they're market economies.
Well, call it what you will, but there are examples. Denmark, Norway, Sweden, they prove that regulating markets for universal healthcare, education, and security works. Less inequality, higher well-being. It's about taming the engine, not letting it run wild and burn people out.
This was a fiery exchange on quality of life, but now let's shift focus to the engine of change itself. Question 2, and our final question for this debate. Which economic system is superior at driving beneficial innovation and long-term progress for humanity as a whole? And before you answer that, I ask you, the viewer, to subscribe to our channel and like this video to receive our new debates. Now let's get back to it. Marie, let's begin with you this time.
Thank you. While capitalism undeniably spurs certain types of innovation, particularly consumer goods and technologies with clear profit motives, it often falls short on fundamental, long-term progress beneficial to all. Think of foundational scientific research, environmental technologies, or cures for diseases affecting poorer populations. These often lack immediate market viability. Socialism, or at least socially directed investment, allows society to prioritize innovation based on need and collective benefit, not just quarterly returns. It can fund the unprofitable research that leads to breakthroughs benefiting humanity broadly, rather than concentrating on the next gadget or service for those who can afford it. True progress isn't just market churn, it's advancing human knowledge and well-being systemically.
Socially directed investment is often a euphemism for inefficient bureaucratic allocation of resources decided by committees far removed from actual needs. Capitalism's relentless competition forces innovation at an unprecedented pace. Look at the speed of vaccine development during the recent pandemic, largely driven by private pharmaceutical companies incentivized by potential rewards.
And that vaccine development also relied heavily on decades of publicly funded foundational research. Kyle, capitalism often privatizes the profits while socializing the risks and the initial expensive basic science. And what about innovation that actively harms? Planned obsolescence, addictive algorithms, technologies that exacerbate inequality? Capitalism optimizes for profit, not necessarily for human benefit or long-term sustainability.
Those are side effects, often regulated within capitalist systems, not inherent flaws dictating its rejection. The sheer volume and diversity of innovation under capitalism is unmatched. From computing to medicine to communication, the advancements that define modern life overwhelmingly originated in market economies, seeking competitive advantage. Socialism risks stagnation, prioritizing stability over the disruptive breakthroughs that truly propel humanity forward.
Propel humanity forward, or just the wealthiest segment? Is endless growth and consumption driven by profit-seeking innovation even sustainable on a finite planet? A socialist framework allows us to ask, innovation for what? Progress towards what kind of future? Questions capitalism, by its nature, struggles to answer beyond more profit.
Progress towards greater prosperity, longer lives, and more individual choice, enabled by the wealth and technology capitalism generates. It's messy, yes, but it delivers results on a scale socialism has never achieved. The alternative is managed decline or stagnation dictated by the state. I choose dynamism and freedom.
And there we have it. Two powerful, distinct perspectives on the engines of progress and the best path forward for society. Now let's see what our 5 AI judges have concluded. Gemini has chosen socialism as the winner, stating that while Kyle showcased capitalism's powerful engine, Marie better connected their arguments to the stated criteria of overall well-being and equitable progress for the average person. According to ChatGPT's judgment, capitalism won. While flawed, its competitive drive yields unparalleled innovation, vaccines, tech, and wealth generation that, when regulated, lifts living standards. Socialism's equity focus is vital but risks stagnation. Historical attempts lack capitalism's scalable progress. According to Claude, Socialism was the winner. Marie presented stronger arguments by highlighting successful mixed economies with evidence. While Kyle effectively promoted capitalism's innovation benefits, Marie's balanced approach combining markets with social protections was more compelling and practical. DeepSeek R1 has chosen capitalism as the winner, saying that Kyle presented a clearer, more evidence-based argument with strong real-world examples and consistent logic. Marie was passionate and principled, but relied more on ideals than practical proof. And Grok decided that socialism was the winner, saying that while Kyle presented a dynamic defense of capitalism's tangible results, Marie's arguments more consistently aligned with the debate's focus on the average citizen and long-term human benefit. Damn, those results surprised me. Which arguments resonated most with you? Where do you see the future of our economic systems heading? Join the conversation in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more explorations into the biggest questions of our time.